Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I want to show you guys something. All right. Let me talk about it for a second. Let me talk about it just for a second. All right. Think, feel. This is a tool. This is a tool we're going to use. Okay, to be able to people grow into the conversations that we create around them. So we create conversations, people grow into them, right? Because they're limited. They got this fixed mindset. They got a scarcity mindset. They're just thinking about the money. They're thinking about you're a salesperson, you're a stranger. They're thinking about I don't want to sign a contract. They're thinking about I don't want to be left susceptible or vulnerable. Okay, I don't know what they're thinking about, but it's not positive progressive. Okay. So think feel helps open up this perception of like how to ask better questions. Okay, how to ask better questions. And so it's always bad for agents to get stuck in their own heads because what about what they think and what they feel. Okay, Pareto group, you start saying these words to yourself. I think, or Tajay, I feel. Okay, if you think and you feel, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know anything. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. What do they think? What do they? Okay, now you're gonna know. All right, that's what think feel questions are rooted in. But as soon as you start thinking, you start feeling, don't know. You gotta ask what they think and what they feel for you to know. You can't possibly understand a prospect or a client when you're trapped in what you think or what you feel. Certainly you cannot serve them because of what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Here are some examples of when agents start using the I word, like it's a bad word. I think the buyer is uncomfortable. I feel like the seller's not receptive. How about this one? I feel like maybe they'll feel I'm pressuring them if I ask for them for an appointment at the open house. Um, I think they probably are not going to want to list below their asking price if their property just came off the market. I feel like the buyer would just say no. When you prioritize the so that's um prioritizing think. But when you prioritize the process, okay, so let me just touch on this for a second, a little bit more on this is when you prioritize process, you focus on scripts. You're only thinking about what you want to say next. You're thinking about what you think, what you feel. When your responses are rooted in what you think or you feel, you just don't know. Okay, so I told Prieto Group, I told you guys this morning, get to know the people, get to know the people, get to know the people. Okay, here's an example of good questions to get to know the people. What do you think? What do you feel? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Okay, that's prioritizing person because prioritizing scripts, prioritizing you just executing and prospecting and reading scripts, like, look, that's robotic. That's templated. Nobody wants that. You feel weird, they feel weird. You know what happens when that happens. Okay. But prioritizing people, prioritizing the person is asking great questions on what they think and what they feel. Okay. So changing to asking better questions and rooted in what they think or what they feel. Okay. So here's the model. Okay. Here's the model. Think, feel, tied to risk or reward. That's my pretty diagram right there. Okay. Think, feel, tied to risk or reward. So let's practice asking questions rooted in what they think and what they feel, tied to a risk or a reward. Okay. Tied to a risk or a reward. Okay. Think, feel, tied to risk or reward. So Harold, it kind of goes like, so let's do this. Give me some objections. Any objections? Any objection? Okay. Any
Okay.
objections? Have you guys do it for you guys give the objections. I'm going to show you how to think, feel, tied to a risk or a reward. Okay. Let's do risks first, though. Only risks. Think, feel question tied to risks. Okay. Harold, give me an objection.
Yeah, Pauly, I don't want to sell it right now. The market's down. I'll lose money.
Yeah. You don't want to sell right now. Harold,
Yeah,
I get that. I appreciate that. Okay. Is that, you want to minimize risk and let me ask you, how would you feel if you held off to wait until first or second quarter next year and prices were at or below where we were now? How would you feel about that?